his name up there because, as you know his name.
Not everybody
does. Happy Easter, Keith Haney.
I can't.
Uh-oh, we lost his sound.
He has to turn it up on his volume thing, probably.
Uh-oh. What do we do, Camera Carol? Hold on, Mr. Keith. We don't have, is it at his end or at our end?
It's at his.
We don't have, maybe because of your Bluetooth. It might be your Bluetooth that we can't hear you.
He might have to disconnect his Bluetooth.
Yeah, it might be your Bluetooth is holding you back. Can you hear us? He can hear us fine.
Well, I just texted him to disconnect his Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Didn't know if he could hear me or not.
Yeah, no, we can't hear you, my man.
I don't know. He might just have to close it and then reopen it.
Yeah, try and close out and come back to us.
I don't know. I can't hear.
Leave it to the music.
Wow, Hank. I'm a midget.
All right, we're going to wait and see if Mr. Keith Haney can get his microphone working.
Well,
so that was a bummer.
Different note.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm super excited to do my nails after this.
Why am I getting a low battery if I'm plugged in?
I think that thing's dead.
All right.
Hey, now we got sound.
What's up? What's up?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you all. How's everything going there?
It's kind of nice out today.
Yeah, it's kind of, we're so people that are probably tuning in are probably sick of hearing this because everybody keeps asking us that, and we got the same answer every time. But we're about 5 hours west of New York City, so what's going on here is really probably not much more than what you're seeing too. Like it's really
Oklahoma, Texas. We're all about Missouri. I think we're all doing the exact same thing. Same thing as you all are.
Yeah, it's not.
I think I'm a little bit more fortunate the fact that my car dealerships are our car dealerships are an essential. So I get to run with a skeleton crew. Although it's been pretty tough on owning 8 of them and having all the employees that we have and having to cut back and those things. I think everybody's experiencing the same thing though.
Are you able to keep the sales departments open at the car dealerships?
Yeah. I get to keep it open. It's on a skeleton. We're on a skeleton crew, so some of our dealerships have 2 showrooms, a used car and a new car. So those we get to run a skeleton crew in each one, and as many people comes in as how many people that go out. So we keep it under 10 people. No different than the grocery stores. They got their everything. You walk in, you got hand sanitizer as soon as you walk in the door. You can put your hand under sanitizers. When you go to sit down, we got it everywhere. So we're taking the precautions that we can. It doesn't mean that you can't get it from anything, but we do what we can to prevent it.
Hey, that's all we can do. It's all we can all do. Yeah,
you know what? I never thought I'd experience this in my life, and I've been through a lot of stuff. So,
man, tell me about it. Speaking of which, we are very, very happy to see you after that hell of an incident you had down there in Bradenton, Florida.
Well, this is the first time I haven't posted about it. I haven't talked about it. Yeah. I haven't said anything about it. That's very rare for me.
Well, we're just happy you're safe. We don't have to talk about it. I just wanted to say I'm happy to see you. I'm happy we were able to talk to you.
Well, I can tell you right now, no different than I remember you in the NHRA event down in, I believe it was Bristol, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a Bristol or St. Louis?
It was Bristol.
Yeah. I remember that. So, we're pretty fortunate that we have great equipment and great safety.
That's a fact.
That's
a fact. So, yes, absolutely. Well, that was a scary one to watch.
That's a great thing. And did you see how fast I got out of that car?
I did. I was watching, and it was scary to watch. But I saw, and that was same deal for me. I couldn't get out of that thing fast.
I tell you, I never even lost consciousness from the I knew as soon as I stuck the gas the second time, I knew at that point that that I had made a mistake, and I just relaxed and went along with the ride. And I remember from the start all the way to the finish and getting out of the car, knowing when it was safe enough to get out. And Jerry Bickle, no different than not just Jerry. A lot of the great chassis guys all build safe cars and pour in seats. There's so many things that you appreciate when you get in an accident. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Once the dust settled and I realized I was alive, I couldn't get out of my car fast enough.
I guarantee. As soon as I see the flame, I was a little nervous for a second, but I remember there was only probably a gallon of fuel in it because I only run a gallon and a half of the fuel tank. So, I knew there was only maybe a gallon at that point was there. So, the biggest deal is just not getting too anxious. The chutes came out like they needed to. I did the things that needed to happen, and I'm here today, and cars being fixed, and actually it wasn't as bad as it looked. A lot of people don't realize how lightweight I actually built that car. So the body on the back, it looked like it was all messed up, and all true reality, they're just hung on with little bars. I made that car real light. So the main part of the chassis was absolutely perfect. Hell, even the double frame rail coming out the bottom was stray, and the top, just the top was bent. So I was pretty fortunate that they really looked worse than what it really was. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, same deal with mine. I mean, we just talked about, I forget who we talked this, somebody we just talked about this the other day that every news report there was about my accident, they had that car written off as totaled, it was junk. It
I was
was,
so mad. I
you
was like,
know,
it's gonna be back and it's gonna be better.
Yeah, like I can tell you right, mine's on the jig right now. The only thing it did, and it messed up what we call the eyebrow top bar where it kind of slid on its roof. So Jerry's going to cut that out, put a new one in. The rest of it was perfect. It didn't. I mean, straight as can be, which totally shocked me. So it'll be back. It'll be back ready here shortly, and I'll be running again. And that car was flying. Boy, did I make a mistake. All my fault, but dang, that car was running good.
yeah, well, we get in the heat of the moment. We've all been there. We've all overdriven them, and sometimes we get lucky, and sometimes we don't. So
I think we're more lucky than we are good.
yeah, that's a fact. So speaking about getting back at it, tell us, you're going through the same trials and tribulations with your series as PDRA. We talked to Tommy and Judy and Tyler yesterday, and obviously NHRA, NASCAR, all of them. They're all, So tell us a little bit about that. What are you forecasting for your series? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Well, there's a few things with the Midwest that's pretty fortunate for the marketing partners, and yeah, I'll go ahead and give a little plug there. But they don't pay for the event, but about 3 weeks before. So my marketing partners actually didn't spend any money. So it was nice that our first race got canceled due to it in Texas. And then the second race, sad that Tyler had to lose that one, but anyway, then we go into now we got our third race. We rescheduled the Texas race to be 2 weeks after the throwdown in T-Town in Tulsa, which is the middle of May, which was pretty cool because Texas is lifting their ban. I think it's the 18th. Our event's the 20th. So we got lucky on that one. Hopefully everything goes as planned. And I think by May 20th, this will all be behind us. And maybe not behind us, but surely life should be going in the right direction and like we've been used to. We announced Friday, we announced that the Midwest Pro Mod Series will be at Tulsa at the throwdown in T-Town in Tulsa. I don't know that you've ever made one of those, but we normally have, we've had anywhere from 20,000 to 50,000 people on the weekend for that particular event. This will be like our 28th one. So everybody knows it's coming. We've kind of branded our marketing in our area, so everybody knows about this event. And that's why it's all good. The ban is lifted April 30th, so uh, that's at least right now. The ban is lifted April 30th. So we're excited to go ahead and announce that we're going to plan on having the Throwdown and Tee Down the 8th and 9th. That'll be the first Midwest race as well. And 2 weeks later, we'll be in Texas doing the Texas one. Hopefully everything goes. They say in Oklahoma that we're supposed to plateau. They moved it from the end of the month. They moved it to about the 20th of April. They think that the virus and everybody infected, or the peak of it, will be at that time. So that's kind of exciting. It's bad for the racers. We got a whole lot of racers sitting at home ready to race, but at the same time, there's a lot of people not working, making any money. So not having races is also a blessing as well, with the times and how everything's going right now, because we both know you're not doing it for a living.
Oh, that's a fact.
If you don't like money, you drag race.
Are you having Top Dragster at the Throwdown?
Yes, we are. I love Top. Top Dragster and Top Sportsman is now part of the Midwest Pro Mod series. So we have Top Dragster, Top Sportsman. We added juniors, so we have 2 junior classes. Excited about that this year. Aaron Wells and the Wells family with American Signs, they sponsor that little class. Race Star Wheels sponsors our. Sorry, get this. Race Star Wheels sponsors our Top Sportsman and Top Dragster. Pretty excited about those 2 classes. That's where I started. I started in Top Sportsman, so that's kind of really close and dear to my heart is that class. Here's something surprising. You ready for this? So I had, in the last 3 days, I've had 5 NHRA Pro Mod guys, and all of them, I'm friends with all of them, had them call me and say, "Are you really having this race?" And I said, as far as we know, everything's on as planned. And they're from your neck of the woods. Some of them your neck of the woods. Some of them from North Carolina. Some of them from all over. Like I got a call from, I'll say it, Ricky Smith yesterday. He said, "Are you going to have it?" And I said, "Yes. If I don't have it, I'll call you." He said, "Good. I need to come and test." And there's some other guys that have called, and they might as well test and run for 10 grand while they're here, huh?
Might as well.
I mean, Dad, can we go?
Dad, hey, Dad, it's easy to fly into Tulsa. It's cheap right now, by the way. Put a mask on, get your butt on a plane, send that car down. Hell, I'll fly. You can fly token. I don't know if you know Steve Cooks, but you can fly token in to drive your stuff all the way to here.
Well, we have to get Lola put together first, so let's slow down a little bit.
We got to get the dragster.
Not finished.
Well, Danny Nelson runs the Midwest series.
That's why I wanted to run it. Because I have his engine, and I'm going to have his car next year. I already know it.
Well, you have his car, too. I
have his car, too. But
Danny Nelson's?
Yeah.
You know what?
He's my favorite.
He was a big he helped start the Top Dragster class in the Midwest. Yep. He made it what it is. He got with Race Star Wheels and
I have Race Star Wheels. I have Race Star Wheels on my Pro Mod, just saying.
I have them on. I have them. I was running them before I messed up. Anyway, I went 68, 68, 68, never even leaned on it. So pretty nice to be able to run and finally get that car to where it was, and then I go and screw it up.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a good idea. If Throwdown happens and we go, I have a plan. You and Dad can grudge race.
Are we gonna grudge race on a golf cart or a race?
Well, you might need to speed up your process a little.
Shit, Angel, you got more cars in that shop of yours, don't you?
I think I could probably find one to go a little faster if I need to.
Exactly. You'll be all right.
I got a good friend. I'm sure you know who Monroe Guest is, right?
Sure do.
I could probably roll right up in that old car of his and go real fast if I needed to.
There you go. There you go.
Tatum's car, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I really hope that event happens for you. That would be awesome. And I'm sure a lot of people will be itching to go, and if you could pull it off. Actually,
I want to go.
Camry's been living out your way. She just come home because of this damn virus.
Oh, really? Where you been staying?
With Erica Anders for her leave.
Oh, Erica's good people. I don't know if you know. There's me and
She's
Erica.
projecting.
I know.
We have a long history, her and I, back before she joined Elite, when she had lost her ride with Kaznaski. I think it was Kaznaski. They had lost that sponsorship.
Cagnazzi, yep.
And I don't know if you remember this. First time she got to pro mod was in one of my cars, and she drove the wheels off of it. I don't know if you ever seen the picture from Roger Richards, but it looks like bullhorns coming off the top of the car in Memphis at an ADRL race.
I've heard those stories.
What was that? 2006, 16. 16?
I think it was 2000. I think it was 2014 or 15.
Was it 14?
Was
it 14?
Yeah, if I was at my house.
Oh, yes.
If I was at my house.
I do remember because Camry was still in juniors.
Yeah, I have the article.
Yeah,
right
you
on
were
my
still
wall.
in juniors.
Let you seen it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, totally
anyway,
remember that.
She's good people. Richard and Elite up there, they've been a great marketing partner, and Richard and I have been friends for a long time. So that's a good crew up there. A lot of great people. So
yeah, Richard stole her from me back in January.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean, the only thing we do need to add some Starbucks to Oklahoma.
Shoot, we got more Starbucks you can take a stick in my neck of the woods.
Not in Wynnewood.
Oh, we ain't got nothing in Wynnewood. What are you talking about?
Or Sulphur. There's nothing. I'm like, guys, I just need
what? But you're not far from an In-N-Out burger, though.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That trumps everything.
In-N-Out.
That trumps everything.
I guarantee you, every time I go to Texas, In-N-Out burger. In-N-Out burger. Y'all remember her? She drag raced. She was what she run? Super comp, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I did a project on her in high school.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she's
she's
big money.
I don't know if y'all know, but Osage Casino was
He must be close to Wynnewood right now.
and all the all they're closed. So I'm sorry, I'm driving, but
all the
if I'm cutting out. But all the casinos in this area are closed.
I think Vegas too.
And they're a big sponsor of the race track. Yeah. I can't believe what's going on in this world. But you know what? I think we'll be just fine. I think we'll get out of it just fine. We just got to be smart. Practice the things that they're telling us. Believe in what our government, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, they know some things we don't know. So I think it's no matter what side of the field you're on, listen to them, because at the end of the day, they know a little bit more about what's going on than we do.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself, Keith. Well, listen, enough about all that. We got you on here because we know for a fact that you have definitely been to some races. You've been to ADRL races, PDRA races. You've been to Ducks races. You've been to NHRA races. You've lined up in some great grudge races. So we're trying to keep everybody smiling during these crazy times that we were just talking about. Give us your best drag racing story.
It's got to be with Stevie. I gotta say it because Stevie and I have this. We have this thing, and we are friends. But there's nothing that I enjoy more than kicking his butt. Ass, whatever you want to say. I hate to say it on a Easter Sunday, but I think the best one was we were at Lights Out 2017, I believe it was. Lights Out. We have a grudge race on Thursday night, and I end up winning that. That's the first time. We had one before that. He's beat me like 3 or 4 times in a row. Finally, I get that win against him. And a lot of people don't realize how long that grudge race was. They thought, okay, it was just that one race. It wasn't, because we had it on the tree. We had it on the 330. We had it on the 660. We had it on mile an hour. We had it on ET. The best part of the whole thing was we had it on who went further in the race. So nobody knew this until the end. So guess who makes it to the finals? Stevie and I. He runs a 72 and I run a 74. Great drag race. I cut a better light. He gets there faster. He goes a little better mile an hour. By the time the end of the drag race was over, and I think at the time the total bet on the grudge racing was somewhere close to $50,000 or $60,000 overall. But now ours wasn't. Our bet wasn't that. But you know how it all works. Everybody jumps in. I want 1,000. I want 500. I want 200. You know, by the time it all said and done, you got all this money on it. But nobody had the bet that me and Stevie had. By the time we got to the final round and he won that final round against me, which was a good one, I think I owed him $100. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was the best. And you know what? Everybody still today can't wait for me and Stevie to line up next to each other because they know one thing. We're both going to hang the tongues out of whatever we got, and we're both going to talk shit better than anyone. We're going to do what it takes to keep the fans loving what we do. But one thing about it, you know just as well, Doc, you and I are, as long as we're A to B, we are not friends. If something happens with one of us, maybe we'll stop and get out and help. Normally, that's what we do. But when we're on that starting line, all the friendships go out the door. It's about winning at that time. That's just no different than, you know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stealing my quarterback. Now they're going to get champion, and I'm going to have to go back to the old days when New England didn't have when they were horrible. I mean, horrible. Now I lost my guy to Tampa Bay, and now Tampa Bay's probably going to win a dang Super Bowl. I know Steve Johnson is loving it right now. I can promise you that. Induction Solutions, y'all know Steve?
Oh yeah. I remember Steve from back in the old IHRA days when he was with Holly.
Steve Johnson. I guarantee he's in love right now, knowing that he got my old Tom Brady. Dang it! And you wouldn't believe I'm a New England Patriots fan, and I live in Oklahoma. You'd think I'd be a Texas fan. I've been a New England fan. I grew up in your neck of the woods.
I was just gonna call you out on that.
I was born in Kingston, Rhode Island. Did you know that?
You could have been John Montecalvo's neighbor.
I was born in Kingston, Rhode Island. My dad was an Air Force pilot, so he was stationed in Rhode Island. And I have a sister from the Queens, one from the Bronx, and my mom is from Brooklyn. She's about 4'11", and she will whoop an ass. I ain't kidding you. You know what an Italian woman will do.
I love everything about it. Love everything about it.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Good stuff.
That's where I get my spunk, my mama.
Yep.
When do we get to see her on a video?
My mom? Oh, you would love that. Well, you know what? I can't wait to get Misty up on a video too.
She's funny.
Huh?
She's funny.
She's funny. She's beautiful. She's smart. And I don't know why in the world she even likes me.
You know, she has an adorable dog. I love when
Bailey.
Dog.
Yeah. Hey, and her kids. You should see the fishing pictures. You talk about someone, you think she's all that pretty woman, but I'm telling you, you should see her. Have to send you a video of the dog eating her. She had rubber boots on and her looked all pretty and stuff, and she was throwing a fishing pole.
Wait, I saw those pictures with Kaylee Mills. Yeah, I did.
Oh, hey, well, just so you know, her and Kaylee were fishing together too. They're best friends.
That's
I don't know
awesome.
if you knew that. Yeah, they're best friends, and Tara and Dwayne. We got some exciting news coming out. You'll see there's a whole bunch of cool stuff coming out for the Midwest that I haven't announced yet. You know, we haven't got to start racing yet. There's things that's happening. There are people that are coming that you wouldn't believe. believe. There's cars being built that nobody's seen yet. I mean, the Midwest has been the rules with the NMCA, Raleigh Miller and them guys up there, us creating those rules and doing them, working together. It's freaking awesome that the classes can all run together now. So you wait to see all these new cars coming out.
I tell you what, I was this close to saying it yesterday to Tommy and Judy and Tyler when they were on. And I know Tommy's a pro nitrous guy, but I wanted to say it so bad. I didn't go there, but I just wish I wish everybody had the same rules. It would be so cool because I think it would help everybody's series. I really do. I think it would help everybody in general.
Well, I don't know if y'all know Victor down in Bradenton where I crashed. Great man, come over, sat down and talked with me while I was there. Was excited about me being a part of that race at NMCA. I went out there and showed my support for them and their series because at the end of the day, if we can get everybody running together again, it's awesome because I get to run against a blower, a screw, a turbo, a pro charger, small block turbos, single turbos. I mean, the rules are just so amazing that you actually get to enjoy it. I hope, and I've been begging Tyler and trying to talk to Lonnie Grimm and Franklin and everybody. I hope the shakedown, which is the weekend after our Martin, Michigan race, which I'm sure you'll probably come down to that one.
But we're
Martin,
hoping
Michigan, the week after is the shakedown. I hope that he uses those rules because if he does, half my guys from Midwest Pro Mod Series will take the 12-hour drive over to Virginia and run his race. I'm going to his race. I'm going to announce it right here for you all. My car's ready. Everything will be done. I will be at the shakedown in Pro Nitrous, slapping Jay, slapping Jim Hosley, slapping you. I don't care who it is. I'm coming, and I'm going to slap everybody around. I know I got to put weight on my car. It stinks, but I'm going to do it. I tuned the champion last year, so I know that I can slap everybody around. Brandon Schweitzer will be sitting right there. And you know what? If I come over there and just slap everybody around and win and then leave, I can talk crap about all of them.
You're probably going to do that either way.
You're probably right.
We just wild out right there. Just wild.
Oh, right there was the price of admission, right there.
I can't. I'm telling you, shake down, Keith Haney.
I love it.
You know my name, Summit Racing Equipment, Lucas Oil, all of them. I'll be sitting there ready to drag every. The first person I want to line up is Jay Cox. Because he picked on me when I didn't have a car worth of crap. Now he can't pick on me anymore. I will slap him as silly.
Well, I mean, he can still pick on you, but you could probably just beat him.
That's right.
Well, listen,
and that damn shark, I'm gonna put it on the back of my car so he can look at it on a damn wing.
Yeah, but you guys share a tuner there, right? Now you're sharing.
Yeah, we do. What does that make a difference? That black mama wants to eat that shark.
I guess her.
Well, there you have it. Listen, I couldn't agree more. I so want them to mix all the rules. I brought it up a little bit. I brought up I just poked the bear a little bit with the screw blower. I said, well, first I asked them, do you think you'll ever have Pro Extreme back at PDRA? And I get it, but that was just my entry question.
Well, I mean, we all know Pro Extreme. Don't get me wrong, Pro Extreme is awesome. The 340s that we got to see, everything that you got to see with Pro Extreme was awesome. The problem is look at how much they hurt things. And everybody said you couldn't turn a screw blower over at 70 or turn a screw blower 70 over. They are hurting less still. If you talk to Todd Martin, if you ever have him on the show, good one to have on the show. But Todd Martin will tell you he hurt one piston the whole year last year. He didn't break blower belts. And you know what? He still went 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? You're not breaking your stuff, leaning on it, turning it, doing the just to go a couple numbers faster. And you know what? It's still drag racing.
Yeah. No, listen.
Still win and lose.
I love that Bradenton has been doing it. I love that NMCA is doing it. I love that you're doing it. I think PDRA needs to follow suit because, like I said, in the end, it's going to help. And I only can hope that they'll, like you said, shakedown. They need to. They need to make it. It's only
Well,
going to help.
the Snowbirds, if I'm not mistaken, the Snowbirds are going to use NMCA and Midwest rules.
Yeah.
I think Ozzy, which is a good friend of mine, I think Ozzy's going to adapt some of those at Orlando and at SMPG. So I think we're going to find a new norm with the Midwest and NMCA rules. It's not Midwest rules. It's not NMCA rules. Lonnie Grimm helped, just so everybody knows, which does PDRAs and a lot of other series, no preps and all that. But Lonnie Grimm's a big advocate of the rules, and I want to put something out there too. Billy Stockton was real good about giving us a lot of knowledge, and I want to extend my prayers out to him and his family. He lost his mother here a few days ago, and just recently he lost his father. So, prayers go out to him and his family. But he was a big part of enlightening us on some of that rule set as well.
I didn't know that, so absolutely prayers out to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely to his whole family. I wasn't aware of that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's listen. At the end of the day,
what? I gotta say one other thing. Mr. Boone, my prayers go out to his family. But
yes.
I can tell you, I couldn't tell you how many great steaks I had from that man and how kind him and his wife and his family is. It's a loss to drag racing. It's a loss to the Harris family. It's a loss to the PDRA. It's a loss to all of us that knew the man and how kind he truly was.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate that. And couldn't have said it better.
I hate to leave on that sad note, but you know what? There's things like that are worse than what's going on in the world. So.
Absolutely. Well said.
Super true.
Super true. Well, Keith, we couldn't thank you enough for coming on. It's Easter Sunday. You took time out of your day. We greatly appreciate it. And as we knew you would, you definitely brought a smile to our faces, and I'm sure everybody tuning in. And
I hope Stevie's looking at it too, because I'm coming for that ass. I'm coming, Stevie.
That's what it's all about, my friend. That's what it's all about. All about. Well, hey, listen.
I appreciate you guys.
Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless you and your family. Happy Easter, and hopefully you get to see you at a racetrack sooner rather than later, my friend.
Happy Easter, and God bless America.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
There you go, everybody. Mr. Keith Haney. We knew he wouldn't disappoint.